Lewis Hamilton knows exactly where the problem lies. It's not just about raw pace, it's about unlocking that one-lap magic, the missing link that's keeping podiums just out of reach. In his own words, "I've got some ideas, but people have been a little reluctant." What are these ideas? Hamilton didn't say, but the phrasing wasn't casual. Reluctant is a warning, a sign of internal resistance, of engineers unwilling to break patterns. A technical civil war is brewing in Maranello. He doesn't need motivation, he needs freedom, and someone's denying it. Hamilton may have started 12th, but he ended Imola 1.4 seconds behind the podium, in a car that supposedly lacked single-lap pace. That kind of comeback isn't luck, it's strategy, instinct, and a setup that favored long-run dominance over short-term comfort. Ferrari's engineers were satisfied with the setup, but Hamilton wasn't. He felt it. The car had more to give. Not in race trim, in qualifying. He's not chasing comfort, he's chasing that final 10th. And what he's suggesting, quietly, is a radical shift in approach. The data supports him. In clean air, Hamilton's pace matched that of Piastri and Perez. His tyre degradation was lower than Leclerc's. His timing on both stops, perfect. But none of that mattered when he started 12th. His charge was damage limitation. So what's holding them back? Risk aversion, politics, fear of reliability issues. But Hamilton knows the truth. If we'd qualified better, we'd have been fighting for the podium. The numbers scream trust him, but Ferrari's old habits whisper wait. Hamilton's post-race tone was revealing. Yes, he praised the strategy. Yes, he mentioned alignment with the car. But listen closely. His words were loaded with subtext. China, I felt really aligned with the car. And the only other time was today. 2 races, that's all. 2 out of 7 where he truly felt in sync. That's not just setup talk, that's a coded message. A driver of Hamilton's caliber doesn't drop lines like that by accident. He's not just talking about balance, he's talking about trust, influence, autonomy. He's implying that most of the time he's not being heard. His ideas, his preferences, even his feel for the car, filtered, revised, or blocked by layers of Ferrari conservatism. And now, with Monaco ahead, he's making one thing clear. This time, I want to do it my way. It's not rebellion, it's a challenge to a system that's been locked in caution for years. But is Ferrari ready to loosen control, or will they double down on playing safe? When Hamilton talks setup, he's really talking power, and who holds it inside Ferrari. Monaco isn't just a race, it's an engineering paradox, zero margin for error. Qualifying is 90% of the weekend, and setup, it's religion. Which is why Hamilton's push for change is hitting a wall at the worst possible time. Ferrari knows that SF25 is unstable at low speeds. Hamilton knows it too. That's why his ideas are focused on extracting more from the car's weakest window. Tight corners, slow exits, aggressive traction zones. He's asking for risk, for unpredictability, for raw bite. But in Maranello, that kind of setup screams liability. The fear? Sacrificing tire stability, overloading the rear, risking brake temperatures and mechanical failures, all in the name of lap time. Ferrari's technical board has been burned before. They'd rather be consistent than brilliant. Yet here's the irony, Monaco punishes caution. If Hamilton starts P11 again, it won't matter how good the race pace is. Game over. He knows it. That's why this isn't about setup anymore, it's about who gets to decide Ferrari's future under pressure. At Monaco, the bold thrive, the cautious disappear. Hamilton has always been a force in Monaco, a master of precision, patience, and risk. He's one of the few drivers who can turn chaos into control around these unforgiving streets, and that history? It should earn him trust. But inside Ferrari, his past is a double-edged sword. To some engineers, Hamilton's dominance in Monaco feels distant. Tied to a Mercedes he molded over years, not a car he's just learning. And that's the problem, they don't fully trust his instincts, yet. To them, he's the outsider with too many ideas and not enough familiarity with the Ferrari ecosystem. So when he says, "Every race I go to is the first time with this car," it lands with mixed reception. Fans hear humility, but inside Maranello, some hear a red flag, a driver pushing for aggressive changes while still learning the car. And yet, Hamilton's pushing anyway, because he knows Monaco is personal. It's where greats separate themselves. And for him, it's a chance to prove he doesn't need years, just freedom. Monaco isn't just a circuit, it's a courtroom, and Hamilton's racing to win his case. While the spotlight stays on Hamilton and the Leclerc, the real tension is brewing between those who turn the wrenches and call the shots. And at the center of this quiet storm is Riccardo Adami. Hamilton's engineer and now possibly his only real ally inside the Scuderia. Adami isn't new to Ferrari politics. He survived the Vettel era, the Sainz tensions, and knows exactly how fragile internal power can be. But now, working with Hamilton, his role is shifting. He's not just passing messages, he's interpreting intent. And at Imola, the radio said more than the press releases ever could. Hamilton's subtle pushing mate after his overtakes wasn't just race talk. It was a coded dialogue between two minds aligned against resistance. Adami responded with laughter, with approval. In a team afraid of sudden moves, Adami didn't flinch. Sources close to the garage suggest Adami is quietly lobbying for Hamilton's Monaco adjustments, even as higher-ups hesitate. It's a small crack in the wall of tradition, but in Ferrari, small cracks can become avalanches. In every great uprising, there's always one whisperer who chooses the rebel. While Hamilton publicly pushes for change, Leclerc has been noticeably quiet. No objections, no support, just diplomatic answers and deflection. On the surface, it looks like professionalism, but in Ferrari's pressure cooker, silence is never neutral. Insiders say Leclerc has his own frustrations, but he's learned the cost of challenging the system too openly. When he questioned strategy in past seasons, he was painted as emotional. Now, he's watching Hamilton do the same, and waiting. Waiting for what? Maybe for Hamilton's plan to fail, so he can reclaim the team's trust. Or maybe he's calculating how to shift with the power tide without appearing disloyal. Leclerc knows Monaco is his home race. He knows expectations will be sky high, but he also knows that if Hamilton's ideas unlock performance, and especially if they lead to a better result, his status inside Ferrari could crumble, quietly, without a word spoken. Sometimes the most dangerous move in war isn't an attack, it's staying still while others bleed. This isn't just another race. Monaco is a battlefield disguised as a duel. It rewards precision, yes, but it punishes indecision. And inside Ferrari, that's exactly where the fracture lies. Hamilton has drawn a line. He wants full freedom to implement his plan. He's asked, respectfully but firmly, for changes that go against Ferrari's conservative core. And now, all eyes are on Maranello's response. If they back him, and it works, Hamilton won't just have cracked Monaco, he'll have cracked Ferrari. He'll have proven that his instincts, not their traditions, are the path forward. But if they refuse, and the team falters again, it won't just be another lost podium. It will be a clear sign that Ferrari still fears change more than failure. And for Hamilton, that's the real race, not against Red Bull or McLaren, but against a culture that hasn't trusted a disruptor since Schumacher. Monaco is the turning point. Either Hamilton takes control, or Ferrari loses him before they ever truly had him. If you believe the real battles in F1 happen behind the pit wall, subscribe. The truth isn't televised, but here it's decoded. But now it's your turn. Do you think Ferrari will trust Hamilton in Monaco, or will they play it safe and sabotage their own shot at glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everything, and if you feel this story needs to reach more F1 fans, smash that like, share with someone who knows there's more to the story, and hit subscribe if you're tired of the scripted version of Formula 1, because here, we don't follow the narrative, we expose it.